Good morning, third graders, and welcome back for lesson 14 of our study of multiplication and division. And today we are going to work on identifying and using arithmetic patterns to multiply. Today you will need your Learn book, your whiteboard and marker, or a piece of paper and pencil if you don't have those. Like we always do, we are going to warm up our brain this morning with some skip counting, okay? Like we started yesterday, we are going to be working on our nines facts this week. So say the numbers with me as I say them. If you need to write them down once we get to the end, pause the video and take some time to write them down so you have them. And remember to be practicing these throughout the week so you are ready for our fact quiz on Friday. And you can practice your skip counting as you are jumping rope or when you're climbing up the stairs or anytime that you're counting something. Instead of counting by ones, you can practice counting by nines. The more you practice this, the easier skip counting by nines will be. And the easier you make this for yourself, the easier multiplication facts will be for you. Okay? So here we go. 0, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Okay, let's do them again, starting at 0. Here we go. 0, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. All right, let's challenge ourselves a little bit. And let's erase one of these. And now let's try it. So remember, when we get to the blank, be ready to say what comes next in our count by sequence. Here we go, starting with 0. 0, 9, what comes next? 18, good job. 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Awesome. All right. Let's try one more time, and we're going to take out another fact. All right, here we go. 0, 9, good, 18 goes there. Good job. Let's keep going. 27, 36. Okay, what goes here? Good, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. All right. Great job. Remember to keep practicing these so you are ready for Friday. All right. So if you will go ahead and get your whiteboard and marker ready, or if you're using paper and pencil, if you'll have those ready, you're going to need those things for the first part of our lesson today. And while you're getting those things together, I want you to be thinking, what other strategies can we used to help us solve 2 times 9. What are some other strategies we have been working on? Okay, yeah, we can skip count, or we can think about the equation as 10 2s, and then we subtract 1 2. Good. We learned about those just the other day. Today, we are going to work on solving this multiplication problem and other multiplication problems with nines in 2 other ways. So I'm going to give you 2 other strategies that work just for the nines. All right. So let's try solving that exact same equation another way. I want you to, on your board, draw a 2 by 10 array. So you're going to draw 2 rows of 10. Maybe it's 10 dots or 10 circles. Maybe you want to use stars. But draw a 2 by 10 array. Pause the video if you need some more time. And then check it with mine here. So I've got 1 row of 10, 2 rows of 10. Okay? Now, I want you to think about the number of rows that we have. How many rows did we do? That's right, 2. Now we're going to take that number 2 and we're going to cross off 2 circles from the very end of our array here. So cross off 1, cross off 2. Okay. Now let's count up how many circles I have left, or count them up on your board also. So in our first row, I know that that's a full complete row, so I know that it's one row of 10. Let's look at the second row. How many do we have left after we crossed off those 2? Yeah, we have 8 remaining dots. So we have one row of 10 and 8 remaining dots. What's the value of all of those dots that are left? Yes, 18. Very good. So that means that from using this strategy that 2 times 9 equals 18. Okay, let's try this strategy to solve 3 times 9. So again, on your board, you might have to erase your whiteboard or go to a new spot on your piece of paper. But I want you to draw a 3 times 10 array. So 3 rows of 10. Again, 10 dots, 10 circles, 10 stars. I'd keep it simple though. Don't get too creative with your objects that you're drawing there. Now don't do it so fast that they get all crookedy and wapajawed. Do it so they're all kind of lining up. That will help you keep track of how many you've got in each row, but then it'll also help you count them at the end too. So pause the video here if you need some more time to create your 3 times 10 array, and then come back and check it with mine. All right, mine, I've got 1 row of 10, 2 rows of 10, 3 rows of 10. Now, what were we multiplying our 9 by? Yep, you got it, a 3. So that means at the very end of our array, we are going to cross off 3 circles. So cross off 1, cross off 2, cross off 3. Now let's find out how many circles we've got left. Count them up on your board or mark them on your board, kind of like I've done on mine. So I've got 1 full row, 2 full rows, and 2 full rows of, that's right, 10. Good job. So now let's look at that last remaining row. How many do we have left there? Count them up and go ahead and write it on your board. Yes, we've got 7 remaining dots on that last row. So now let's think, what's the value of 2 rows of 10 and 7 left over? 2 rows of 10 with 7 left over. What's that value? Write it down. All right, now check it with mine. So that tells me, or tells us, that 3 times 9 is 27. Awesome. All right, erase your board or go to another space on your piece of paper because we've got one more to solve using this strategy. Let's solve 6 times 9 using the same array strategy. Okay? So go ahead on your board and draw your array. Pause the video if you need some more time. Now remember, using this strategy, we're not drawing 6 rows of 9. We're drawing 6 rows of 10. And then it should look like that, or similar to mine. And then whatever we are multiplying our 9 by, we are going to subtract or cross off, X out. At the very end of our array, we're going to cross off that many. So since we were doing 6 times 9, we're going to cross off 6 circles at the end of our array. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So now let's figure out what 6 times 9 equals from our picture here. Count up how many total rows you've got. Mark them on the side. So all of those are full rows. And how many do we have? 5. Good. 5 rows of 10. How many do we have left over in the last row? Write that out to the side. Hope you got 4. I did. So that tells us that 6 times 9 is equal to what? What is the value of 5 rows of 10 and 4 left over? Yep, you should have gotten 54. Great job. All right, so now I want you to erase your board, set that off to the side. You can put down your pencil. So we're not going to need it again for a little bit because it's time for a trick. So, have you ever heard that there's a way to use your hands to help you solve your nines multiplication facts or problems. Now this will only work with your nines whenever you're multiplying by 9, okay? So I want you to hold both of your hands up in front of you like this. Okay, and you can lay them on your table, your desk in front of you. That works too. Now, I want you to imagine that each finger has a number, and they match up like this picture here. So starting over with your left pinky, it starts all the way over and goes all the way across to your right pinky at number 10. Okay, so let's take a look at my hands and watch as I count and number each one of my fingers. And as I count each finger, I'm going to tuck it under on my hands, okay? Then we'll watch a second time, and I want you to do it along with me, okay? All right, so here we go. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? All right. Are you ready? I want you to do it along with me. I want you to count and tuck under each one of your fingers as we say that number. Okay? Here we go. 1. All right. Now, let's see how all of this works together to help us solve a multiplication problem. We're going to work with 3 times 9. Okay? We were just working with that problem. All right. So I want you to watch first, and then we'll talk through it and explain it together. Okay? All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to tuck under that third finger and look at the left side, and then we'll look at the right side. Okay? So I want you to lay out both your hands. Okay? Lay them both out. Maybe you're holding them up in front of you or you're laying them down. I find as we start using our hands trick to solve these problems, sometimes it's easier to lay them on the desk because it'll kind of help you hold that finger down while you're solving the problem. Okay? All right, be ready to count along with me as you just saw in the video. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3. Tuck that finger under. And then we're going to look at the left fingers and then the right side of the fingers. Okay? Now, when I'm talking about the left fingers, I'm talking about the fingers underneath where my yellow arrow is. So when we're talking about those fingers, we're looking at the finger that's tucked under and the fingers that are still up that are to the left of it. So the same direction as my yellow arrow. Well, how many fingers do you have up there? Good, you should have 2. We're going to think of all fingers that are to the left of that tucked under finger as 10s. So right now we've got 2 10s. Okay? Now, see where my green arrow is? Those fingers are to the right of our finger that's tucked under. All of those fingers that are up, all of them, even the ones that are on the same hand, those all are considered 1s. Well, how many fingers do you have up to the right side of that finger that's tucked under? Let's use our hand strategy or a hand trick to solve 6 times 9. Again, we're going to watch the video and then we're going to do it together. Okay? Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tuck that finger under Look at the finger to the left. Look at the fingers to the right, and then we'll determine the value. Okay? All right, so let's watch again. We'll number again, and I want you to do it along with me this time. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tuck the 6th finger under. We'll look at the fingers to the left and the fingers to the right. All right, so look at your hands. Look at the direction of my yellow arrow. How many fingers do we have to the left of our tucked under finger? Good. We should have 5. So we think of those as what? Good. So we have 5 tens. Now let's look at the fingers to the right, or in the same direction as my green arrow, of my tucked under finger. How many do we have left? 4. Very good. So that means that we have 4 ones. Now, what is the value of 5 tens and 4 ones? Yep, you got it, 54. Awesome. Now, the more that you work on this trick, whichever one works the best for you. Now, personally, I would probably try at least one of each, just to give me the practice. Now, the equation's going to pop up. I want you to pause the video, solve it either using your hand trick or drawing your rows of 10 and then subtracting that amount, and then come back and check your answer on the video. Okay? There are 3 total equations that we are going to practice. And again, I suggest you trying at least one of each. And then that third one, you can do whichever one you're starting to like more. Okay? Here's the first one. 8 times 9. Pause the video while you use one of those strategies to solve. Good. So, hopefully, if you used the 8 by 9 strategy, you created 8 rows of 10, and then you crossed off 8 of those circles that you had in your array. Or if you used your hands trick, you tucked under that 8th finger, determine the number of 10s, determine the number of 1s, and no matter which strategy you used, you got 72. Great. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Your next equation, 2 times 9, or 9 times 2. Now, I am sure you could probably skip count by 2s and determine this answer, but I really want you to try one of those new 9 strategies that we learned today. So pause the video, use your 9s hands trick, or that new array strategy that we learned, and then come back and check your answer. All right, let's see what you got. You should have gotten 18. Nice job. All right, last one. 9 times 4. So again, pause the video so you can work it out on your board, drawing out those arrays, or using your hand trick. All right, no matter which strategy you use, you should have gotten an answer of 36. Awesome job today, guys. All right, if you will, please get out your Learn book, and we're going to go over the problems that you need to do and the directions, so that way you are ready. So in your Learn book, you will turn to page 89. Pause video if you need some time to get to page 89. All right, be looking at number 1. It should say lesson 14 problem set at the top. Let's take a look at what our problems are for today. So today for your problem set, you should be on page 89. And on page 89, you are going to do 1A, and it says to multiply. Then add the tens digit and the ones digit of each product. So you're going to write all the products for all of these multiplication equations. And then, like it did here for the second one, it took 18 and broke it into its tens place and its ones place, and you're going to add it together and write the sum on the next line. Then you will do 2B, or 1B, sorry, and it says, what is the sum of the digits in each product? So you're going to have to use the information that you solved back in the chart at the top, and then also answer, how can this strategy help you check your work with 9's facts? And then you're going to turn the page, and you're going to solve problem 3. And it says, Dennis calculates 9 times 8 by thinking about it as 80 minus 8 equals 72. You need to explain Dennis's strategy. And then the last one you will solve on your problem set is problem number 4. And it says, Sonia figures out the answer to 7 times 9 by putting down her right index finger, as shown in this picture. What is the answer? Explain how to use Sonia's finger strategy. All right, and then after you finish those, then you will turn to the next page and complete your exit ticket, which is on page 91. Remember to upload your exit ticket and then complete today's math check-in. And remember, we've got 1:30 math this afternoon if you need some more help with your 9's strategies that we've practiced today. We'll see you this afternoon. So, what you need to go and do now, you need to do those problems that we just talked about on our problem set, problem 1A, 1B, 3, and 4. Now remember, you can always ask for help when you're completing those problem set problems, but then when you get to the exit ticket, we would really, really like for you to try those on your own, so that way we know how to better help you, and we know what you know. So really take your time and do your best. Don't forget to upload it onto Canvas once you're finished. Then complete your math check-in questions. And again, we would like for you to complete these questions on your own. And this also helps you evaluate how you did on today's lesson. Okay? So if you get them all correct and you feel really good about what you learned today and you understand it and don't have any questions, you do not have to come to 1:30 math this afternoon unless you really want to, which is fine. If you are struggling with what we learned today, if you struggled on the exit ticket, if you did not get all those questions on the math check-in correct, then please come to afternoon math this afternoon at 1:30, And we will do some more work with these exact strategies and more equations of multiplying by 9. Okay, we will see you this afternoon. Have a great day. Awesome. And the more you practice those strategies that we've also talked about for 9s, the easier it will all get. Okay, and even easier, skip counting. All right, we're going to try a few more equations multiplying by 9, and I want you to practice either the array strategy that we did at the beginning or the hand trick strategy that we just learned. Okay? Yeah, you should have 7. So that means that we have 7 ones. Now, let's determine the value of 2 10s and 7 ones. What is that value? Yeah, 27. So that means that 3 times 9 is 27. Good. All right, let's try another. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. You're going to see why that's important in just a second. All right, let's keep going. Oop.